Welcome to the channel, guys. This is Julie's Tarot, and I am Julie. Okay, so I'm picking up on a situation here where it looks like you might be closing the door on something here. Maybe you really liked somebody at one point, and you had to go through some heartache here. It looks like. Here, I'll show you the card. So you look at the heartbreak here and the heartbreak in the picture. There's heartbreak all in this card here, and you had to close the door. I feel like you are looking out to brand new horizons. Summer's coming here. I think that summer's coming in this card too, if you can see. I think that it's symbolizing wanting to close the door and start fresh. And I don't think that you necessarily wanted to close the door on this particular situation, but you felt like you needed to. And I think that you're focused more on yourself. You could be focused more on work or your long-term stability here with bags secured. If it's not necessarily work, it could be some kind of goal that you're working on. You're working on something to do with goals and or work. This person, I feel like this person that this reading is about, they may have friend zoned you in the past, and it was something that you weren't really like. Yes, you do see them as a friend, but you also wanted more. Like, you didn't just want a friend. I think they were happy with that situation and you weren't, and this was a challenge. And I feel like eventually you said, that's not gonna work for me. I like you more. And eventually they ended up maybe ghosting you or ending things. Things ended, and now this person misses you. It's all they can think about. They may be checking you out online, maybe at night. I feel like they're thinking heavily about you and about the choice that they made. And I feel like they made this choice because there was somebody else here, a third party. There was somebody else here that they were with, and I feel like they kind of rubbed in your face in some kind of way here and like made sure that you knew about it. And I don't know, I feel like they thought that this was going to be a level up here for them, and so that was quite hurtful for you. It turns out though that this person wasn't a level up. They were actually a complete energy vampire here. This is somebody who just wouldn't leave them alone. I feel like this is somebody who, you go to work all day long, you're tired, and you come home and you got this little demon hanging out over you and bothering you about stuff the minute you get in the door, and you're just exhausted. This is the type of person that just steals your energy. I feel like it made you realize what you left behind. You may have, this person may have started to realize that they had a real one and they tossed it away for this energy vampire. Now, I feel like, in the past here, they were more concerned with temporary situations with this cuffing season card here, and with the commitment issues. They had commitment issues. I feel like they are not the type that regularly comes in and commits to somebody. They come in for a season and then they're gone. They, like to keep their options open. They don't like to commit. And I feel like with this breaking cycles card, you may have inspired them to end that. This could be somebody who's wanting to grow up a bit and maybe could be getting a bit older and is thinking about what it is that they're wanting for their future, and realizing that, you know what, I'm losing out on something great, and maybe I should be ending this cycle here. However, this person is concerned about how much money you make. Maybe they make a lot more than you. I think that they're concerned about that. This person, I feel like this person was tricking you at one point. They could have been online on fake accounts here with catfish. showing up as somebody different here, and they came to learn more about you. I feel like they didn't necessarily see who you were at first because they thought going here was a level up. And then they realized that you're like a whole main character here. And I feel like when you walk in, you have some kind of presence here, and this person in the background is noticing this. You're a happy, loving person. You could love the beach. People could just be happy in your presence, really. And I'm feeling with this card here that when this person checked you out online, they were starting to feel heartbroken. If you see the little heartbreak here, they're starting to feel heartbroken because they had you. They had you. And now, well, they can't stop thinking about you because they had you and they thought somebody else was better, basically. They thought they were going towards something better, and they weren't. You know, now they're having some kind of wake-up call here, realizing, oh my God, you know, this person is great, and I actually really care about them. And I'm not telling them with the mask, but I'm freaking out. But I think this is in the friends and family section here. So I feel like friends and family can tell that this person is kind of upset over this. They could be talking about this a lot. There could be a lot of gossip surrounding this situation with Spill the Tea here. People could be talking about how they're shocked that this person is interested in you because they didn't show any interest in the start. This person is hoping to find you online and maybe send you some kind of message here, or they could be working as well on some kind of extra income here. They could be focused on their grind here. Maybe they're wanting to take you on a nice date or something like that. I'm not totally sure what this is all about here. I think it's just more so just focused, really. And I think their focus is on a reconciliation. I think you both have been hurting in this situation. However, you felt like you needed to walk out the door, and you kind of do, you know. If someone says that they're not into you, I mean, what else are you going to do, right? You do have to kind of close the door. And I think that maybe there will be a reconciliation here, depending on, you know, if you're able to get over this, depending on what is said, right? Because it looks like this could be somebody that you worked with. And with the gossip card over there and this office politics, it looks like this could have caused a lot of, you know, embarrassment for you. It could have caused like people snickering behind your back here. People could have been talking about how this person was breadcrumbing you and about how, you know, you're online dating and who you're talking to. And I feel like this person could have been a jerk to you in the past. So you really do have to be careful about whether you're going to want this reconciliation or not, because they weren't that nice to you in the past, really. You know what I mean? They're in their head about it now, but I mean, they weren't in the past. They do want to rise above this, though, with Phoenix. Phoenix is about rising above an impossible situation. And they're thinking heavily about how they can go about this, because they really damaged this. They sabotaged this connection, and they want to rebuild it. So I guess I'm curious about this third party. Like, are they still with this third party? Evolving, going to the next phase. They could have broke up. It says releasing the past on the bottom there. Tell me, are they still with the third party? You know, they could have decided to break up here with disrespectful, enough is enough. yeah, maybe they didn't get along here and ended up breaking up. Or maybe this is something that's in the works here. Because once they break up with that butterfly card sticking up, they're going to want to come in and talk to you and build some kind of friendship. I think they're going to want to start maybe small, have a friendship, come in, talk to you about the situation and see if you can't start out slow and, see where it goes. I do think that this is a situation where you do want to start out slow. This person did choose somebody else over you, and they thought this person was better. They did cause a bunch of snickering and gossip about you, and they didn't know how great you were right from the start. So I think that, they're going to have to, show up their best. And you can decide then whether you're closing the door on this or you want to see some more. And it really just depends on how they show up. And, I've been getting this. I've been getting a lot of situations that are similar to this. And anyway, I hope the best for you guys. I hope that you're able to maybe sort this out. And if not, then you can move on to something else that's going to be just as fulfilling. Anyway, that's what I got. Thank you.